Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Dunbar Snack Bar with another game of MLB 2K11. I am excited for this game because it's one that was requested by you, the viewers. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a number of requests that was sent in to me and roll it into one game so I can get a lot of people accommodated on their requests. I will be playing as the Cincinnati Reds and going up against the Philadelphia Phillies at the Great American Ballpark. Now, this stadium definitely favors the hitter, so one side of me is definitely thinking that this game, there's going to be a lot of hits in this one, especially ones over the wall. But at the same time, I think this might end up being a pitcher's duel, as Bronson Arroyo will be starting off on the mound for me, and Cliff Lee will be starting for the Philadelphia Phillies. So neither team, I think, really has an advantage by way of hitting, and this might end up, like I said, be a pitcher's game. I just think it's going to be interesting nonetheless, regardless of how it goes. Early on, though, definitely looks like it'll be pretty interesting, as the Philadelphia Phillies are going to send Rollins towards second in an attempt to steal, and he makes it. I'm not too surprised by that because he does have a lot of speed to him, and I knew that it was going to set this up with this hit in the right center field that will allow Rollins to be able to round third and get home with ease. I am just lucky that in this situation, it ended up just being a single and not a double, and I got another runner in scoring position. So if you've seen the videos that I do, and if you've seen a time when the computer scores early and gets the lead quickly, I vow revenge and do everything within my power to get that run back as soon as I can. And it definitely looks like that is something I'm on track to do here in the bottom of the first, as I decide to go ahead and steal second myself, and I make it too. So I've got a runner in scoring position. That is definitely what I like to see out of my team, and I think that might be a strategy in this game. I'll kind of go into that here in a little bit, because later on in the inning, actually the next hitter, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit this one in the left field, so that's going to allow my runner to score. So I basically mirrored what the Phillies just did, except that hit was in the left rather than the right center. And that kind of shows you what stealing does for me here. Now, Cliff Lee, I don't want to say has a long windup, but it is longer than average. So because of that, I'm going to try and steal bases as much as I can so I can create some opportunities to be able to score, as I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk against Cliff Lee at all. So here I go, trying that strategy out a little bit more. It looks like it ends up working with Votto here, who's not necessarily the fastest guy on the team. So with that, I think stealing is going to be huge for me. This hit into right field is going to allow my runners to score. So I've advanced my lead here 2-1. So not only did I negate the lead that the Phillies had, but I also expand my lead. I thought I might try to creep towards home plate to see if I can get them to throw an error. Doesn't end up working in that one, so that's kind of why that little crazy thing happened right there. So definitely liking how things are going. Stealing seems to be pretty easy, so that is something that I will continue to do in this game. It's going to be huge for my strategy in this game. Here I go doing it again, and it ends up paying off more than just getting that extra base, because that will allow my runner on third to score on that bad throw. But I kind of do mess up and do something embarrassing. I get caught in a pickle. Kind of frustrated with how 2K Sports handles pickles, because he's jogging and he wasn't really running that long. So, I don't know. I wasn't going to show that, but it's all right. It's part of the game, and I got the run off of it. So there's another stolen base off Cliff Lee. The score is now 3-1, and I've got another runner in scoring position as we're in the bottom of the third with no outs now. So I'm definitely proving that stealing bases and stealing them often tends to be a great strategy in this game, because anytime that you are aggressive on the bases, you'll be scoring some extra runs. Like right here, I don't think I would have been able to score that run if he wasn't there on second. You never know, of course, what would happen if he hadn't stolen. I mean, he might have ended up scoring on a hit later on or tagging up or something like that. But I was thinking, because aggressive base running is huge in the game of baseball, I've had some requests to do a tutorial. If you guys would like me to put that on there just to kind of understand stealing bases and how that would help you out, not just in, like I said, MLB 2K, but also like the show or anything like that, I'll definitely do that. Let me guys know if you want me to do that and post that on there, because I'll definitely do a stolen base one or just aggressive base running in general and how that helps. So with this, though, not too pretty there with that throw over to third. That will score my runner at third, and I make it over to third with my runner from second. It was kind of a close play, but that is 2 runs that have come off of errors by the Phillies, so the score is now 5-1. And I don't know what happens to Cliff Lee on this one, but he does go ahead, and he hits my hitter there with the pitch. So I don't know if the score is getting to him or what, because we are in the third inning, and if he's getting that crazy, I don't know if they'll keep Cliff Lee in here for too long. Now the Phillies are going to get a run off of this hit up the middle. I had no chance of getting to that whatsoever, but that was a well-placed hit. 5-2 now in the top of the fourth. So we'll take a look here a little bit into how things have been going so far in the game, because some things have been kind of surprising to me. This game really hasn't played out the way that I was expecting it to, because there have been a lot of hits by both teams. Now, it might not reflect necessarily too much in the score. I guess 5 runs in 4 innings is pretty high, but when you take a look at how many hits have been hit by each team against these two pitchers, I think was surprising. Phillies are able to steal a base right there. But going back to the game, Bronson Arroyo has done a great job of getting out of a number of situations and making sure that the Philadelphia Phillies are hitting balls on the ground for my infielders to get some easy outs. So I guess hats off to Bronson Arroyo on this one. I'm kind of disappointed this is his first strikeout of the game in the 4th inning, but I'll take it however I can. Now, in the 5th inning, though, things are going to get kind of crazy. This was I would call this one a glitch a little bit. I'll kind of show you it here again, because one of the things that 2K does that's a little frustrating is sometimes if a ball is hit down the left field line, the third baseman ends up going in the wrong direction, which you'll kind of see right here, as he should be going to his right, but he ends up turning to his left to go after that. And then it seems like another glitch where there's absolutely no friction whatsoever on the grass, and the ball ends up rolling to the wall with no problem at all. So now, I guess with that, I wasn't too happy that they scored a run off of this because of that little glitch that happened, or maybe 2 glitches, I don't know. But their runner got to second base, so scoring position and a good hit like this would allow them to score a run. So it's 5-3 now in the game. I'm not going to rage quit or anything like that because I still have the lead, and there's a lot of baseball left, so this run might not end up meaning too much in the game. But things do get a little bit worse for me, though. This hit in the left field, I was really surprised they tried to round third on this last runner, but it's tied now at 5 in the 5th inning. So I'm kind of disappointed with the way the pitching has gone with Bronson Arroyo, because I was telling you there was a lot of hits, and the hits did seem to continue, but the hitters of the Phillies weren't putting the ball on the ground. It was something that was, put in good places like you just saw on that last hit. So here we go with Janish here, who makes an amazing throw over to first. What I kind of wanted to go over with you guys wasn't just that throw right there, but Janish is definitely one of the best shortstops you can get in the game by way of fielding. So if you're piecing together a team and you're looking at defense being your strong suit, definitely take a look at Janish on there. Not necessarily the best hitting shortstop that you're going to find in the game, but you saw his meter there on throwing. That's a pretty big part there where you're going to get a perfect throw. So definitely take a look at him if that's somebody that you are looking to get. Now, I've got somebody warming up right now in the bullpen to replace Bronson Arroyo. I'm not going to go into who it is yet because I kind of want that to be a little bit of a surprise. But it is part of the request that was sent in to have this guy come in. He's definitely starting to be one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. I guess I'm going over this with you here to kind of hold you in suspense a little bit. But I also kind of wanted to show you the strikeout here too by Bronson Arroyo, who throws an amazing curveball. I've been relying on that a lot here early on in the game, and I kind of started going back to it here after the game was tied since it seemed to be working so well. Now, in the 6th inning, it looks like I might have a chance to score, but the Phillies do a great job of getting the double play right here. And now that we are late in the game, I'm bringing in Aroldis Chapman. Now, some of you might not be familiar with Aroldis Chapman, and you'll kind of see why here in a little bit. I elected to go with him. There's definitely something different about this guy than any other pitcher that you'll find in baseball. Pretty interesting story. He's a Cuban national who defected not too long ago and was picked up by the Cincinnati Reds in a huge bidding war. A lot of people wanted to get Aroldis Chapman for a number of reasons, but again, I'll kind of show you here in a little bit what makes him different than anybody else. So I am relying on Aroldis Chapman to be able to get me out of this jam and to be able to hold the pitchers here. Here's what makes him special. 104-mile-an-hour fastball here just to start off his first pitch. That is ridiculously fast, of course. He actually holds the record right now for the fastest pitch recorded in Major League Baseball at 106 miles an hour. He actually did it just a few weeks ago. He had one last year at 105 miles an hour. If you don't believe me, take a look at it on YouTube. The thing that's really cool about having Chapman in this game is even the sound of the ball hitting the catcher's mitt is different than anybody else. And you can take a look here and see why he's so effective. Because on this 105-mile-an-hour fastball to strike him out, that's going to be hard to hit. Whenever I play online, I usually play as the Reds, just so I can have Aroldis Chapman here to throw off anybody that I go up against. What also is cool about Aroldis Chapman is not only his 105-mile-an-hour fastball, but the fact that he mixes it up with a changeup. So it's pretty effective when you look at a pitching speed difference of about, I think it's 20 miles an hour. So that's going to be tough to hit. So here we are in the top of the ninth with 1 out. The game is tied. I'm going to have to do everything I can to try and hold the Philadelphia Phillies here. There's a runner on first. And with very, very easy, or very, very good hit, I guess I should say, and with very little luck, they can turn that into a run. And if that's the case, I'm going to be playing catch-up in the bottom of the ninth, and I might end up losing this game if I don't continue to do that and get out of those jams with Aroldis Chapman with a good pitch that is low and outside. I love Aroldis Chapman. Great pitcher to have. Again, if you're trying to put together a team, he is a great pitcher to have. Now, he's not a starter. He is considered a setup man in this game. So you can take a look at putting him maybe in maybe the 6th, but 7th and 8th inning, definitely. I decided to put him in and definitely use him as my closer in this one here as well because his energy is still pretty good. So you don't have to really look at him as just being a pitcher that you have in for 1 to 2 innings. I mean, I think you might even be able to have him, 4, maybe 5 if you're pretty careful. So I know some people who do start him on a regular basis and put him in the starting rotation and just realize that they have to use relievers a lot more. So Janish is going to make the throw to first. So I now am out of the 9th inning, or the top of the 9th inning, and the game is tied at 5. So you can take a look. There's been a lot of good hits by the two teams. And we'll take a look and see what I can do here in the bottom of the 9th. Now, Aroldis Chapman is going to be starting off as the first hitter in the bottom of the 9th. So I'm kind of fortunate for that because if Aroldis Chapman was batting 2nd or 3rd, there'd be a big chance for a double play. I kind of figured he wasn't going to get a hit, so they will get the out right there. Aroldis Chapman is sat down with ease on that one. So now that I've got 1 out, it means things are going to be a little bit harder. Drew Stubbs is a pretty good hitter. Obviously, you've got the first hitter in your lineup being somebody who should be a good hitter, and obviously quick too. So we'll take a look and see if there's anything I can do with him as he hits this into right field, goes over the first baseman's head. So with that, I've got a runner on first and with 1 out. So the fear that I had earlier about the opposing team scoring a run is definitely something that should be going through the mind of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Brandon Phillips here definitely has an opportunity to be the hero of this game with Drew Stubbs on first. Now, he is quick. I just decided to check that real quick to see if stealing a base should be something that I should go with. Now, he does have good contact, so who knows, maybe there'll be a big hit here. I'm going to go ahead and steal second, and I make it. So here we go once again, proving that stealing bases is something that can definitely be done and done effectively to open up a number of situations, because with 1 out, a runner on second, that opens up a lot of things like this hit here in the center field, which will end up scoring the run. That's the game-winning hit for me here in the bottom of the 9th as I end up coming away with the win 6-5 against the Philadelphia Phillies. This is an awesome game. Definitely the closest one I've ever posted. It's awesome that it came down to the wire, and it was a game-winning hit. So I love these games. I don't think Bronson Arroyo should have gotten player of the game. That's okay, though, because it's not my choice. Glad you guys could watch this game, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me to do, and hopefully it's fun for you to watch as well. So feel free to subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Follow me on Twitter. Keep sending in your requests. I'm going to let you know that the next viewer request game I'm going to do is going to be Northside versus Southside Chicago. So keep watching. Thanks for watching this video, and you guys have a good one.